All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get the show on the road. Let's take a quick look here at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin started a captain set up short on the 6th of May, and that led to a continuation trade short into multiple targets all the way down to 25,800, and we just broke the channel, and they're doing a little bit of backing and filling. So here you go. So that's the channel. That's the channel number 2. So as long as we continue to trade above 26,400, and if they come and test that level, okay. So once that test happens, and if it does happen, we cannot break below 26,300. Okay, so that's going to be the big test um, for Bitcoin. Okay, I'm getting messages from a bunch of people, so let's focus on what we're doing right now. Then I'll address your questions. So let's go from there into here we go. All right, NQ on a daily basis. Um, I mean, that's just grinding higher. I mean, that's just what the market is doing. Really, not a lot of volatility. It's just we're getting this slow grind upward. We're looking at crude oil 71.94, trying to break that channel, the minor channel that we're seeing here. A big deal is 73.01. If we break that level, we're going to start continuing that prior upward movement that could lead us to the 75. Russell 2000 consolidation in a tight range, 2 minutes to the cash market open. And what we're seeing here is anything above 1758.2 will lend us to hitting the stop for this rotation, which is 1767.5. So the market is in consolidation in Russell 2000. Gold on an intraday basis, there's a captain set up short here, came and retested it. Market flushed past target number 3. Target number 4 is 1974.6. Rallies are shortable in gold. ES consolidation, very tight, consistent with what we've been seeing in the past couple of days. The market is holding on to this captain setup long that they put at 40.8675, and that's what's happening here. Tesla, well, all that stuff we're gonna come back once the market open. But on a daily basis, we saw NQ gold rallies are shortable. We saw that one. ES, very, very tight consolidation right here. I mean, look at that. I mean, like about a week and a half of nothing but jaggedy price action, no momentum, no direction. Okay, YM, a little bit. It's a nice movement here to target number 3. Pullbacks are buyable against the entry price of the swing trade indicator, which is 33,104. When we're looking at NQ, we have not closed a 200 NT wrinkle candle all day long, so that's going to be something that we need to get to, which is a 548.5 close. If we get that going, then that will be a continuation trade, and that will show us some momentum. Right now, I mean, I can look at the 200 and the 100 and say they're in sync, and the market is moving higher toward that bigger target at 548. ES, we're about to close this current candle. Let's look at the 50 NT Rinko. Yep, that's actually good to see. Good to see a close at 144.75 would be a close of that trend, and we can look at the next upward target. I'm gonna put on a couple of trades here just to kind of see that we are that my orders are going through, and they're going through just fine. Okay, canceling those orders. I'm gonna put orders above the market. All right, good morning, Doug. Good morning, James. Good morning, Ken. MKO, good morning. Steven, good morning. Omer, how are you? Adam. SNK, good morning. Brad, good morning. I know. I'm waiting for that day, buddy. I'm waiting for that day. It's been very tight trading. Okay, so what we're seeing here is a 40 NT Rinko captain set up short. So there is a little bit of a issue going on here with price action against that 40 level. Okay, so let's see what this market is all about. I'm giving the market a little bit of time. Let it figure out which direction it wants to take, especially considering how slow the price action is. I know. I mean, you saw that, yeah, and eventually the market actually ended up moving away from that captain setup on the 50 NT Rinko. So yeah, it did. This is an area of resistance for sure. Josh, good morning. Yeah, they're putting a switch trade right here on the 20 NT Rinko. So you're going to get a little bit of a flush coming in here. And as far as news, you have crude inventory report at 9:30, and that's about it, really. Not much news coming up today. All right, let's go. All right, so they're flushing that. You got that captain set up on the 40 NT Rinko, getting a little bit of selling pressure coming through. All right. See, that was the first test. That was the first test. Let's see if they test it one more time, because you start breaking anything under that 510, that's an issue. All of them are. ES is let's take a closer look at ES. There you go. All right, so they broke that channel here and they're drifting. You really need to come up above 4140 in order for the market to really stabilize on the long side. You know, so far, all what we're seeing here is just a minor pullback against that high that we attempted. So really, the environment, neither long or short, it's an environment where we need a little bit more information. Because the market here is susceptible to, well, that's a better flush right there. Okay, a switch trade short on NQ. That's good to see. So they're probably going to attempt the 500, especially with that move they just made just right now. So things are improving. Two things got to happen. On NQ, we need to see 349.75. That will establish a pocket of sellers on a swing trade basis, or we need to break above the 548 and a half. That'll be a continuation on the shorts on the long side. Anything in between, I'm waiting for more information. So 97, here we go. That's the 97. We're at 94, 95. That's good. That's what we want to see. So we right here, we broke that channel. And that was the key. Right here. Good morning. Right. Yeah, that 40 NT Rinko short, Captain setup short, that was definitely the sign that things are gonna shift. So now we want to see the rally and how far the rally is gonna go. We're very close to target number 3 and close to Globex, which is 498 and a half on NQ, and it's 41.26 on ES. Ultimately, for NQ, a break below 480 will really spell momentum for this market on the downside. Then a break below 448 and a half, that will set the stage for a swing trade short on a to 400. So that's what I'm going to be watching for. No trades so far. We're just watching and learning from this market. Yeah, that'll be 13,349, Adam. And that would be right here at the bottom end of that range after breaking that cloud. I mean, if we can get a one candle reversal on the 200 into Rinko, then that's a possibility. And we would be looking for that target. Okay. All right. Let's give this market a little bit of time and see if we can get those bigger moves happening. At least we're getting some action, which is good. All right, all right. Let's see here. Getting a little bit of a bounce. We're looking to see if that bounce. We're getting a little bit of a bounce. We're looking to see if that bounce is gonna hold a one candle reversal here at 81. That will set the stage for a push lower. Yep. So the key is 81. There's a good chance that we can get to Globex here and retest that 500. Yeah, yeah, Adam. I mean, we haven't seen. Well, I mean, that's just a nice pullback. Past couple of days, the market has been very lethargic in these ranges. So target number 3 is hit. We're bouncing right back to that Globex, which is to be expected after that push. And here it comes. Okay, that's. So what would be something actionable for me? Will be for the market to reverse here and establish a new harmony wave. That would get me interested in actually putting a short trade. I'm mindful though of where we at. If you look at the 100 NT Rinko, 480 is the middle of the range. And typically when the market gets to the middle of the range, you get a lot more noise. So we're stuck between the middle of the range and Globex, and we're oscillating back and forth. In that environment, you almost like you want to see this current 100 NT Rinko close lower, and that's when you start seeing a little bit more forceful momentum. Good morning, Sheila. We're starting to get a little bit of a push here. Yeah, Doug, that's exactly what they're doing. So that high over there, it's respected. The runs are getting shorted into. There's a distribution between 30 and 40 that is market is just every time it hits that level comes back down. We don't even have harmony zone number 1 or 2 because the market on the 200 NT wrinkle has not closed yet, either way, up or down. So that just tells me right there that that's just a market that is very, very tight range wise. And it is what it is. I have to be patient. I mean, there's a couple of opportunities that presented itself on a scalping in a scalping manner, but markets like this are not momentum markets. They're counter trending markets, and there's scalping opportunities here and there. But I'd rather be patient and just see a break of 548 or a breakdown below 448 and get that spark in the market. And if we continue to trade like this for the next hour, then I'll just shift my mind to scalping only, and look for a couple of opportunities and take advantage of them. But that's where we at right now. Make sense? 2 0 3. Okay. 3 here. – 15 minutes to crude oil inventory report. All right, let's take a quick look at ES at a deeper look here. So they broke that channel. They did it right here. They had an opportunity to protect the price above 40.5, and they didn't. And there was the flush and that momentum. They put on a captain setup short and actually closed, got all the way down to glowbacks, bouncing right back. So now we got to draw our channels and make sure that we understand. So channel number 1, I'm not gonna draw that one. I'll just go ahead with channel number 2. And you got this minor channel right here. So okay, a couple of things got to happen here. You break anything under 31.30, then you're gonna get momentum and continuation trade short. But ultimately, you got to break that with 29, and probably we're better off if we break the 29 and then rally back up and short into that rally. So that's scenario number one. Scenario number two, they break above the 135, 136 level. Then at that point, I'm looking for this rally and I'm going to look for a pullback. And I want the cloud to shift from negative to a positive, then start looking for entry point on the long side. Okay? And let's take a quick look at the bigger picture. Yeah. It's just amazing. I mean, we got all the way up to that 41.44 and got faded. All right, so that's the scenario on NQ. That's what we're looking for. And there's a disconnect between what you're seeing in NQ and versus what you're seeing in ES. ES is weaker, and I mean, look what NQ is doing. They're punching up, and ES is against that high pulling back. That's not what you should be seeing from a strong market. The range of 525 to 40 is the range of that captain setup that on the 40 NT Rinko that precipitated this or instigated this move lower. So if we start digging into it and stabilizing and making higher lows, I know that the market is serious about that move upward. You have 523 and a half. So if we break 523 and a half, that will set the tone for this upward move. If we fail to break that level, then these pullbacks can crush the price below Globex, especially if ES flushes right here. So that's what we're waiting on. I'm going to step away for just a moment. And crude oil inventory report coming up. 10 minutes, 11 minutes. Okay. All right. So they came back. I mean, they tried and they just boom back up here. So how is everybody doing so far? I mean, any trades from anybody? Adam, Brad, Doug, Sheila, James, Ken, MKO, Steven, Omer. How we doing, guys? SNK, Josh, Frida. Okay. So we got plus 40, plus 135. Up 200. Still a trade, Doug. Still a trade. One trade plus 250. Did you get yourself another account, MKO, or are you just trading the old stuff? All right, how's everybody? Ken, how's Ken doing? Need to hear from Ken. Okay. Adam, how's Adam doing? No trades for Omer. Okay, yeah, that's all right. It's part of the discipline, man. We gotta spend a little bit of time with this market and figure it out before we put on our first trade. So we know what the market has to do here. Yeah, the 23 that we talked about, if that happens, that will put the 100 and the 200 in sync. All right, all right. Here goes that 23. The 100 Inti closed. They put on a captain, set up short, and failed it. Well, that's a good thing to see them do, because that's very trappy in the way they did it. Okay, so what's the next target? I mean, the next target really is back up to that 548 half. So we want to see if we can get a pullback, not break glowbacks, and hold up higher lows into target number 241. Then 48 is the next thing, and actually 61 would be target number 3 at that point. So look where we at. You see that zone right here? That's the Globex zone. Whenever the market is in this Globex zone, they tend to just do this type of behavior, back and forth, back and forth. Not really a lot of momentum, not a lot of direction. They just spend a lot of time building stops, and then boom, they take it off. So we have to treat the market whenever it's in this Globex zone differently than when it's outside of it. When it's outside of it, you see momentum. When you're inside of it, you're scalping. It is what it is, right? You're you're scalping, or you're waiting. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's you see what it's doing. I mean, now we're getting a little bit of separation, which is good. Yeah, I mean, it's the nature of trading inside the Globex bands. It's we've seen it a million times. Whenever they're inside this band right here, you're getting this type of, as you call it, bipolar behavior. And when the market is outside of it, you got momentum. So here you scalp, and outside of it, you hold on to them for bigger moves. It's a visual way of understanding which phase of the market we're in. Sometimes the best days are days in which you watch and you don't trade. I don't know if today is going to be one of those days, but we still have some time. All right, we're digging into this 520, the 20 to the 40 zone, which is the 40 anti-wrinkle captain setup short that the market put on. Price action looks stable. Pullbacks are buyable. You have a failure of a captain setup that is a trap. So the long narrative is taking you know, there's a little bit of strength going on here. ES made a switch trade, so they need to protect the 35 and a half. Talking about the debt ceiling being raised. Okay, so that's going to be important. The president is going to be talking here. You have an exact time? I mean, do you have a time in which he's talking or will be talking? All right, you could see the market moving. We're looking for a pullback. Gonna take a step back, quick water break. We'll be back. kind of walking away for just a minute just to see if when I come back, I get kind of bigger swings in the market. But all what we're seeing here is a slow, grindy price action to the upside. There's, opportunities for a scalp on these pullbacks, but these pullbacks are not that big. I mean, you're not getting, you're getting a trigger trade right here against that move. You could play that game here if you want to, but what would look like a pullback to me? A pullback to the middle of the range. Okay. So if we get a pullback to the middle of the range and then consolidation, I can measure a trend line and a break of that into a new wave high. So that would be something I'm looking for to it. When the market is so tight like this and it's just kind of inching up, yeah, there is scalps right here, but there are 5 point by 5 points, meaning you put a 5-point stop by 5-point target. That's all you're gonna get out of that. And look at ES. ES is just choppy, but this is good news actually. 41.38. If we start breaking above the 38 half, that will speed up NQ and will speed up the move in ES. So the fact that they put this captain setup short and they're breaking above it is really good. And that's going to speed up things for us. It's somewhat of a V recovery, right? It's literally a V-shaped recovery on this type of. Look at that one. Boom, boom, all the way back up. Price came down here, and then just. That's the neck right here. So you're gonna get that 48. That's a big deal. That would be the first close. The first close of the 200 NT wrinkle. That's a big deal. Good morning, Safe. How are you, buddy? Yeah, 48 half into 50. It's coming up. Hey, GED, how are you? What you up to? SNK, Josh, how you guys doing? I mean, it's to be expected, but this is not the first time we get up here. So yeah, they may fade it a little bit, but you really, in order for the market to shift significantly, you have to almost go under the 510. So right now we're getting a little bit of resistance at target number 2. So we are in channel number 1. You see that channel? So really, you got to break and come and test that 20. If we hold on with a one candle reversal, run up and a pullback that holds, then that would be a setup that I will take to the high of the day. So that's the setup I'm looking for. Right here, for me to just go long, huh? I'm basically asking a lot from the market. I'm basically asking the market to break this candle and run up to 48 and continue to go to justify the risk I'll be taking. So that's just not a good idea. For me to go short, I I need to see more of the market before I go short either. We're still in the, I mean, we're close to the top end of the Globex band, and that's typically an area where the market tends to fade. But yeah, I need to see the cloud shift negative, because look when the market shifts negative, what happens? You start getting direction and momentum. If all they're doing is just pulling back to this level, the odds are they're going to bounce right back up. So my short would not have a lot of distance to go. So we're in that spot where if you're looking for a 5-point target and a 5-point stop, you're seeing trades. There are trades here that fulfill that. If you're looking for anything bigger than that micro scalp, you gotta wait. So here we go. At least we got a pullback against that harmony zone number. Target number 2. That 548.5 has to come. That has to come, which means that the 510 has to hold. Because if we break 510, they're gonna come back and touch that Globex, and then that will change the personality of the market. Hardest thing to do in trading is be patient. It really is. Because I'm seeing trades that I could take, and I'm electing on the micro level, but I'm electing to just pass on them, looking for something that will give me a bigger bang for my buck, basically. I may get it, I may not. It's 10 o'clock already. We'll see. I'm going to step away for just a moment. All right, all right. Okay, okay. Now we got action, right? So the 48, they came and took it off, and boom, did they just flush everybody, right? Wow, that's a trap. The 100 NT Rinko the 100 NT Rinko reversed. So now you have a 200 and 100 are out of sync immediately after the close. And that tells me that the market just trapped a bunch of, it's obvious right now, obvious. It's just markets coming in to glowbacks. That's a trickery going on here in this market. Harmony zone number one is right here. Harmony zone number two, which is 523 by 513. Harmony zone number two is 98 by 88. Hank, so to your question, well, yes, it's holding up for now, but the way in which we came in, it has to be an area of concern. Second thing, you really need to see the cloud shift positive and the pullback hold in order for us to go long. I mean, that's just basically what we have to kind of look for right here. Sorry to hear that visual. You'll come back and get him tomorrow. Hank, so I'm assuming you're talking about $25 by 50 and 50 by 100 and 100 by 20 by 200. So you're talking about dollar amount. They're not talking about Rinko values. I'll say you at a minimum whenever you trade, you need to be 1 to 1. So if you're trying to do 25 by 50, I mean, and you're using one main contract, I mean, that's just too much noise for any signal to work at that low level. So you're probably looking for 100 to 200. Okay, it would be 5 point risk by a 10 point target. You can do 50 and 100. That means you're risking 2.5 points. I mean, that's just not enough. Even 55 by 10, you have to be very, very precise. But the 100 by 200 is a better choice. 100 by 100 or 100 by 200 is a better choice than 25 by 50. That's my opinion. All right, so let's get to see some action here. We're starting to see some action. So channel number one is right here. The 200 and the 100 got out of sync. ES still holding on to harmony zone number 1 and 2. So we need to see price action above 41.3875 for the longs to start coming back into light here and recover from that sell pressure. You need higher lows. You need the cloud to shift. Frida, yeah. I mean, I've been watching this market. I mean, I see the scalping opportunities, but I have passed on just about everything that the market gave me today. And one of the reasons why is we're trading within this Globex band, and the price action is fairly slow. So that tells me that the only thing that's available is literally scalping opportunities. You know, you're looking for 5 points, 10 points, and you're just in and out. And there was a couple of spots where the market gave us that right here once we broke that captain setup, and early on once the market shifted right here into Globex. But beyond that, really been on the sideline. Here we go. So here we go. So the 50 NT wrinkle reversed. 4, 4, 4. Okay, what is going on here? $10.30. Here we go. Yeah, don't fall for it, Adam. What is it exactly that you're not going to fall for, though? I mean, I'd like to put on it. Sit down, ego. Sit down. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's just, yeah, I'd like to put on a trade. Good Lord. I mean, what would constitute a trade for me? I mean, get back up to 548. That will define the environment. Too bullish again. Pull back and give me a cloud positive and give me a higher low. That would constitute a signal. That's what I'm going to have to wait for. All right, if we start breaking anything under that 524, then that can set the stage for a bit of a pushback to that 510. If we close this candle lower here at 31, I'm going to look for a potential scalp short into the 24, and eventually I want to see 13 come through. If the market does that, stop would be above 542. I can be liberal and give it till 50, but that candle has to close lower. Yeah, so it didn't do it. That's fine. No trade. No, no. I mean, no. I'm not taking the long here. For the obvious reasons, the clouds are still negative. I need to see this type of behavior happen in order for a long to show up. So they may bounce it around a little bit, but you need the cloud to shift positive. All right, so the 200 and the 100 are in sync right now. Okay. Now I'm going to start looking for pullbacks and higher lows and signals as a buying opportunity in NQ. ES, same thing as well. Bad enough. I can't trade what I see uptrend. Not sure what that means. Yeah. Let's see how the pullbacks hold, and that will set us up for an actual trade. Are you asking me, or who are you asking? Or are you asking me, or? Oh, okay. You'll be surprised, GED. You'll be surprised when the market is really in the mood for buys. They'll just keep buying and buying and buying till I keep doing it. So there's days where you have to buy the highs because that is what the market is doing. There's days where you shouldn't buy the highs because the market keeps fading it. You know, there's just different environments that you have to kind of adjust to. But we'll see. We'll see what this market is all about. They still have to prove themselves, and the way they need to prove themselves, they pull back to this 33.25 level, which is if you look under that, you have harmony zone number 1 and 2. Zone number 1 is 523 by 13, 98 by 88 is zone 2. Those two needs to hold up. So a pullback to zone number 1 that gives me a higher low, that is something that I, would be interested in getting involved into. And my stop is going to be tight. It's not going to be some crazy stuff going on here. If it acts like it's going to break that level, I'll get out of it. So. This is the trickery here. Is just if what happened if they don't give us an opportunity to get in there and they just keep blowing this thing up? It just makes it harder for me to get in. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, today could be a day where I don't put any trades on. Yeah. All right. Okay, so now this is going to be the test for us. The test for us. The test is the market is establishing the base for higher prices. You have harmony zone number 1 and 2 protecting the structure and glowback. So you got this zone from 525 all the way to 488 as a protective zone for any structures that are happening up here to the upside. Okay. So one area of a test that I would be really interested in, if we get between the 34.5 to 41. If the market pulls back to that area and give me a one candle reversal, runs up, comes back and give me a higher low, then I will be involved in a long to target number 1. Then I'll look for target number 2 at 572.75. So that's a scenario I'll be interested in as far as a long. We'll see. I mean, we'll see if they do that. Safe, I licensed it for you. So just go ahead and exit NT8 and get back in. And let me know if everything is okay. $44.5. Yeah, that's aggressive. You took that long, or what do you do? I mean, the market has a bit more pullback to do here. Yeah, you're gonna want to need a bigger pullback. You want to pull back to 41 and a reversal. Well, I mean, it's not really. When there's momentum, Stephen, then buying right when the market gets to the zone is the way to go. We don't have momentum here, right? We have a market that just literally stuck in a tight zone and there's no expansion, follow up, or continuation. Okay, so in a market that looks like that, I want to see a little bit more out of price action. Okay, which means that I need to see structures that like this, run up, come back, retest one more time, then break. Okay, then look what happens when you start getting momentum. You start hitting these levels and reacting. Okay, you start hitting these levels and reacting after you break that structure. So we need to see that structure come in here and be patient with it. And you know, so and for ES and NQ, we're looking at a 41, and we're looking at a potential 34 by 41. And we want to see what the market does there. So let's assume from here they reverse and go to 51.75. Then guess what? I'm going to be patient. I mean, that is actually an inception trade long, but I'm going to be a little bit more patient with it and ask for more information. It's going to look like this. They're going to get to the 51, run up, come back, and give me a higher low. And I'll be able to draw a channel and draw a trend line. And off the break of the trend line, I'll take the signal. So that's a conservative way of looking at a market that is not a momentum market. Same structure needs to happen in ES. You know, a punch into that 41 and a reversal. So I know we've been waiting for a while, and that's just the way the market is. I mean, look, like since the beginning of Globex, 5 o'clock yesterday, we have not covered more than, what is this? From 73 to 57, less than 100 points. I need to treat this type of market differently than momentum market. I need to treat it as, hey, listen, prove yourself, show me higher quality signals in order for me to take a trade that is potentially can be significant, or I can literally just try to scalp for 5 points on NQ if that's what I'm interested in, but I'm not interested in that right now. I want to position myself to where I can swing trade and scalp at the same time, and I need the environment for that. There you go. So the 51. So that's so guess what we have right here. We have that. So there's a good chance that we can pop up here to the 57.60, and then I want to see the pullback and then the reversal. So this way, the scenario that we talked about is going to happen. Otherwise, I'm going to just wait. I mean, right here is a good opportunity for a quick scalp from 51 to 60 with a stop under 41. And I'm going to pass on it. I'm going to pass on that. It's an inception trade. It's a signal, but I'm going to just go ahead and pass on that one and look for something a little bit more structured. All right, good job, Omer. And we'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, it's 11 o'clock, so kind of that ends my stream here for today. But that's what we're looking for. We're looking for that punch. We're looking for the retracement, the higher low, and that would be a signal for a run up. No trades for safe. How is everybody else? Adam, you improved. Brad, how is Brad doing? Sheila, James, any trades? James, Ken, MKO, how are we doing? And Steven. Frida, how are we doing? Up 600 on 17. That's a big reversal for you, buddy. Good job. Okay. Great save. That's nice. Just one trade for 250. Good job, MKO. No trades for me today. Those are 2 days in a row where we, just did not see it. Or I saw it, but I just didn't want to take a risk in an environment that looks like this. So we'll see. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see Friday. All right, guys, that's it for me. Seems like everybody's done okay. Well, and we will see you tomorrow bright and early.